Listen closely. If you've been feeling mentally weak, unfocused, or stuck in the same place, it's not because you're broken. It's because comfort has slowly been weakening your mind. We live in a world where everything is designed to make life effortless. Scrolling instead of thinking, entertainment instead of discipline, and quick dopamine instead of real achievement. And every time you choose the easy option, your inner strength gets a little softer, a little quieter, a little weaker. The truth is simple. Comfort is a silent poison. It doesn't hurt you immediately, but it drains your potential slowly, quietly, invisibly. The Stoics understood this deeply. They believed that a strong mind is not built through pleasure, but through purpose, challenge, and intentional hardship. Look at Marcus Aurelius, a man surrounded by war, pressure, betrayal, and endless responsibility. Yet he remained focused, disciplined, calm, and razor-sharp. Not because his life was peaceful, but because he trained himself to stay strong even when life was on fire. And that's exactly what you're going to learn today. Because if you want a mind that doesn't break, a focus that can't be shaken, and a strength that doesn't disappear the moment life gets hard, then you must rebuild your mind the Stoic way. Welcome to 8 Stoic Rules to Rebuild a Strong, Unbreakable Mind. If you're ready, if you're serious, then commit to this journey right now. Rule 1. Embrace discomfort, because comfort is slowly damaging you. If you want a stronger mind, the first rule is simple. Stop worshipping comfort. Comfort is the enemy of discipline. It kills ambition. It makes you avoid anything that feels difficult. Hard tasks, painful truths, uncomfortable emotions, and honest conversations. And here's the painful truth most people don't want to hear. A comfortable life creates an uncomfortable mind. The Stoics understood this thousands of years ago. To them, discomfort wasn't a punishment. It was training. Marcus Aurelius began each morning reminding himself, "Today I will face selfish people, jealous people, angry people." He expected challenges. He prepared for them. And that preparation made him strong. Seneca went even further. He deliberately slept on hard surfaces, ate the simplest food, wore rough clothing, not because he enjoyed suffering, but because he refused to let comfort control him. And look at us today. Food delivered in minutes, entertainment on every screen, distractions everywhere, comfort on demand, and our mental muscles, weaker than ever. Growth doesn't come from ease. It comes from discomfort, from challenges, failures, heartbreaks, tough decisions, and the things you keep avoiding. So here's your Stoic challenge. Choose one discomfort today. Take a cold shower. Finish the task you've been avoiding. Have that difficult conversation. Do the thing you fear, because every small act of chosen discomfort rewires your identity. It whispers to your mind, "Discomfort is my training ground." Rule 2. Master your emotions, or they will master you. If Rule 1 strengthens your body, Rule 2 strengthens your mind. Never let your emotions drag you like a puppet. Most people don't ruin their lives because of big disasters. They ruin them because of reactions. A small trigger, a careless comment, a moment of anger, and suddenly the entire day is destroyed. One message, one argument, one insecurity, and they lose control. If you don't control your emotions will quietly control your decisions, your habits, your relationships, your future. The Stoics were brutally clear about this. Epictetus said that suffering doesn't come from events themselves, but from the meaning we attach to them. In other words, the world doesn't break you, your interpretation does. Look at modern life. A random comment online starts a fight. Jealousy triggers panic. A small inconvenience sparks rage. People go to war over things that don't matter. But Stoicism teaches something different, something powerful. Between the stimulus and your response, there is a sacred pause. And that pause is where your strength lives. The Stoic method is simple. Pause. Breathe. Question your assumption. Ask, is this worth my peace? What else could this mean? Does this situation deserve a reaction, or is it just noise? When you control the meaning, you control the emotion. And when you control the emotion, you control the outcome. Repeat this identity phrase until it becomes your truth. I am the master, not the puppet. Rule 3. Stop expecting life to be fair. If you want peace, if you want strength, if you want a mind that doesn't break, you must let go of one dangerous belief, the belief that life should be fair. Most people stay miserable not because life is hard, but because they expected it to be easy. They believe effort should guarantee reward. They believe loyalty guarantees loyalty. They believe doing the right thing should always lead to the right outcome. But reality doesn't work like that. Life doesn't hand out equal opportunities. Good people get betrayed. Hard workers get overlooked. Undeserving people rise. Fairness is not the rule. It's the exception. The Stoics understood this long before us. They taught that life is not fair, but you are not powerless. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, had every reason to expect an easy life, yet he faced war, plague, betrayal, and loss on a scale most of us can't imagine. And still he wrote, "You can turn every obstacle into fuel." That's the Stoic shift, from entitlement to ownership. Instead of thinking, "This shouldn't happen to me," the Stoic mind says, "This is happening. Now what strength can I build from it?" Because every unfair moment is training. Every setback is a weight that strengthens your character. Every disappointment sharpens your resilience. The key mindset is simple. Life owes me nothing, but I keep rising. Your Stoic practice for today. Take one unfair event from your life and turn it into fuel. Rule 4. Control what you can. Release what you can't. One of the biggest sources of human suffering is simple. We try to control everything except ourselves. People try to control other people, their opinions, the timing of success, the outcome of situations, even the past. And every time they fail, which they always will, they feel anger, stress, anxiety, and disappointment. The Stoics cut through this with one timeless truth. You suffer when you try to control what isn't yours. They divided life into two categories. What you can control, what you cannot. And the list is much shorter than people want it to be. You control your actions, your mindset, your choices, your effort, your response. That's it. You cannot control events, timing, outcomes, or people. Letting go isn't weakness, it's power. It's the ability to stay calm in storms you didn't create. Every Stoic lived by one question: is this within my control? If the answer is yes, then take action. If the answer is no, release it immediately. Don't fight reality. Don't negotiate with it. Don't argue with it. Because peace begins the moment you stop trying to control the uncontrollable. Your identity from now on: I stand strong in what I control. Rule 5. Train harder than life requires. Voluntary difficulty. People break under pressure not because life is too hard, but because they never trained for hard things. The Stoics understood this deeply. They believed real strength is built before the crisis, not during it. Seneca practiced hunger and discomfort so he could stay calm if fortune collapsed. Marcus faced war after war, yet remained steady because his mind was already prepared. Meanwhile, modern life makes everything easy. Instant food, instant entertainment, instant comfort. And with every shortcut, the mind weakens. Real resilience comes from voluntary difficulty, from choosing discomfort before life forces it on you. Simple practices build massive mental armor. Take cold showers. Do tough workouts. Put your phone in another room. Fast for clarity. Have the hard conversation you keep avoiding. Choose the harder option on purpose. Every intentional difficulty adds a new layer of strength. Every challenge you choose makes the challenges you don't choose easier to face. Your Stoic challenge for this week: pick 2 forms of voluntary discomfort and commit. Because when life tests you, you want to be able to say, "I've trained for this." Rule 6. Detach from outcomes. Focus on process. One of the biggest traps of modern life is obsession with results. We want promotions, recognition, likes, money, approval. Yet we rarely want the grind, repetition, and discipline that actually create them. The problem: when you attach your identity to outcomes, your happiness becomes fragile, a delayed reward, a failure, a critique, and suddenly your peace collapses. Anxiety, frustration, and self-doubt take over. The Stoics saw this clearly. You control your effort. You do not control the result. Your work, your actions, your preparation, they are yours. Everything else is outside your command. Look at warriors, farmers, creators. The warrior cannot control victory, but he controls how he fights. The farmer cannot control the weather, but he controls the seeds he plants. The creator cannot control audience reaction, but he controls showing up day after day. Success isn't about controlling outcomes. It's about consistency in action. When you focus on the process, outcomes follow naturally, like a shadow behind your effort. Your Stoic practice. Define your ideal daily process. It could be reading, writing, training, working deeply, practicing patience, or taking decisive action. Do it every day, regardless of immediate results. Your identity phrase: I don't chase outcomes, I build myself. Detach from results. Fall in love with the process. Your mind will find freedom, and your life will find unstoppable power. Rule 7. Remember death. Live with urgency. Memento mori. Most people live as if they have infinite time. They postpone dreams, delay decisions, and stretch their potential across a future that may never arrive. Later, tomorrow, someday. Every day slips by, and life quietly passes them without notice. The Stoics faced the truth head-on. We are mortal. Time is limited. They wrote reminders of death not to scare themselves, but to sharpen their focus. When you truly feel that time is short, everything changes. You stop tolerating toxic people. You stop postponing meaningful work. You stop wasting hours on distractions that add nothing to your life. Death is a clarifier. It strips away excuses, fear, procrastination, and ego. It shows what really matters: your character, your purpose, your actions. Here's a daily exercise to live with urgency. Ask yourself 3 questions every morning. If I had 1 year left, what would I change? If I had 1 month left, what would I stop tolerating? If I had 1 day left, what would I regret not doing? Then act on one answer today, not tomorrow. Because urgency is not panic. It is clarity. It is the fuel that turns thought into action. Your identity phrase: time is borrowed. Use it wisely. Move with intention. Live like every moment matters, because it does. Rule 8. Live by virtue, not approval. One of the most dangerous traps in modern life is the need to be liked. People soften their opinions, hide their values, and chase applause, all to avoid judgment. They shrink themselves, compromise their integrity, and lose touch with who they truly are. The Stoics rejected this completely. They believed virtue, not popularity, is the foundation of a strong life. Virtue is truth, discipline, courage, integrity, consistency. Approval is temporary. Virtue is unshakable. Most stress comes not from life itself, but from fear of judgment. The fear of being disliked, criticized, or misunderstood can dominate choices and drain energy. But true freedom comes when you act from principle, not fear. Virtue shows up in simple, powerful ways. Telling the truth even when inconvenient. Keeping your word even when no one will notice. Protecting boundaries, standing up for what is right, walking away from corruption, gossip, or dishonesty. Your Stoic challenge today. Choose one virtue to practice privately for 24 hours. Do it for yourself, not for recognition. No announcements, no performance, no applause, just integrity in action. Each time you act from virtue instead of seeking approval, you strengthen your identity. You build a foundation no one can shake. Repeat this phrase as you move through your day. I choose virtue over validation. Live for principle. Live for strength. Live for the unshakable version of yourself. Outro. Your transformation starts now. You've just walked through 8 brutal Stoic truths. 8 principles designed not to make life easier, but to make you stronger, clearer, and unshakable. Remember this. Stoicism is not a philosophy for bookshelves. It's armor for the real world. It's practice, not theory. Reading isn't enough. Thinking isn't enough. Action is what transforms a mind, shapes a character, and builds a life of resilience. Even if you apply just one of these principles today, you will feel the shift. Even one small step toward discomfort, emotional mastery, control over your choices, detachment from outcomes, or living with virtue begins to rewire your mind. So take a moment to reflect. Which rule hit you the hardest? Which one will you commit to this week? I want this to be your accountability space. Leave your answer in the comments. And if this message spoke to you, like, share, and subscribe. Share it with someone who needs strength today. Repeat this line to yourself every day and let it guide your actions. I am becoming unshakable day by day. The world will test you. People will doubt you. Life will challenge you. But with these 8 Stoic rules in your mind and heart, you will rise, you will endure, and you will become someone no circumstance can shake.